The day the aliens came changed everything. Not with a bang, but with a yawn. The massive ship hovered over New York, its shadow stretching across the city like a dark blanket. Everyone expected war, or at least some grand speech about taking over Earth. Instead, the aliens sent down a small team who looked almost bored. "We are the Galactic Federation," said their leader, a tall blue-skinned being named Doran. His translator device made his voice sound flat and emotionless. "We have come to help your struggling planet." Tom Reed stood at the back of the crowd, watching with narrowed eyes. As a former military captain now working for NASA, he had been invited to this first meeting. Something felt off about these aliens. They didn't seem interested in Earth at all. "Your species has potential, but you are far behind," Doran continued. "We will give you aid to help you advance." Within a week, large containers began arriving from space. The Federation called it humanitarian aid, but when officials opened them, they found what looked like junk. Broken devices, half-melted metal parts, cracked panels. It seemed like the aliens had sent their trash. "This is an insult," said General Wilson at the emergency meeting. "They're treating us like beggars." Tom stayed quiet, studying the pieces laid out on the table. One particular object caught his eye, a small cylinder with strange markings. While others argued, he slipped it into his pocket. That night, in his small apartment, Tom examined the cylinder. It didn't look like trash to him. The design was too precise, the material unlike anything on Earth. He called the one person he knew could help. Maya White arrived within an hour, the best engineer Tom had ever known. Maya had been passed over for promotions because she questioned everything and everyone. Perfect for this situation. "So the aliens gave us their garbage?" Maya asked, taking the cylinder. Her dark eyes widened as she examined it. "Wait, this isn't garbage. This is..." She stopped, looking up at Tom. "This is advanced tech, really advanced." "That's what I thought." Tom nodded. "But why give us broken pieces?" Maya turned the cylinder, finding a small opening. "Maybe it's not broken. Maybe they just think we're too dumb to know what it is." Over the next few days, more shipments arrived. The government started storing the junk in warehouses, unsure what to do with it. Most people began to ignore the aliens, disappointed by their useless gifts. But Tom and Maya saw an opportunity. They got permission to study the alien materials, claiming they wanted to understand the Federation's technology level. No one expected them to find anything useful. The warehouse they worked in was massive, filled with containers of alien scrap. Maya set up a small lab in the corner, away from security cameras. "Look at this," she whispered to Tom one evening, showing him a piece of metal that bent and then returned to its original shape when heated. "This material could revolutionize our entire aerospace industry." Tom picked up what looked like a broken engine part. "And this, the energy readings are off the charts. It's still active." Day after day, they cataloged the junk, slowly understanding that they were looking at pieces of advanced ships, weapons, and tools, just disassembled or slightly damaged. "They're not giving us trash," Tom realized. "They're giving us parts they think are too broken to be useful. But they don't know humans." Maya grinned. "We've been fixing things our whole existence. It's what we do." 1 month after the aliens arrived, Tom and Maya had filled 3 notebooks with diagrams and theories. They learned that the Federation consisted of dozens of species who believed themselves superior to primitive races like humans. "They're making a big mistake," Maya said, connecting 2 alien devices that sparked to life. "They think because we don't have their technology, we don't have the brains to use it." Tom watched as the connected devices projected a holographic map of the galaxy. "We need more people who think differently." They found Jack, a mechanic who could fix anything with moving parts. Then came Diane, a computer programmer who had been trying to decode the alien language. Lee joined next, a physicist who had already been experimenting with alien power sources. Together, they formed a secret team, working after hours in the warehouse. "What exactly are we doing here?" Jack asked one night, as they arranged pieces of alien tech on the floor in a pattern Maya had designed. Tom looked at the rough outline they had created, shaped vaguely like a ship. "We're learning. For now." But Maya had bigger ideas. "We're doing what humans have always done, taking scraps and building something new." The team worked tirelessly, connecting pieces that weren't meant to go together, solving problems the aliens thought beyond human capability. 3 months after first contact, Doran returned to check on Earth's progress. He met with world leaders who complained about the useless materials they had received. "We expected working technology," one president said, "not broken parts." Doran's expression remained neutral. "The gifts match your current development level. You must learn to crawl before you can walk." Unknown to Doran, in the warehouse across town, something miraculous was happening. Maya had connected the cylinder Tom first found to an array of other components. The resulting power surge lit up their entire testing area with blue light. "It works," Maya shouted as the alien engine hummed to life. "The propulsion system works." Tom stared at the glowing device, his mind racing with possibilities. "They gave us their leftovers because they thought we couldn't use them." They were wrong. Later that night, as the team celebrated their breakthrough, Tom unrolled a large paper on the table. On it was a rough design, bigger and more ambitious than anything they had discussed before. "What's this?" Diane asked, studying the drawing. "The future," Tom replied. "If we can make one engine work, we can make more. We can build something they never imagined possible." "A ship," Lee whispered, understanding dawning on his face. Tom nodded. "Not just any ship, something that combines their technology with human ingenuity, something that will change everything." Maya looked at the design, then at the pile of junk surrounding them. Her eyes shined with determination. "They gave us scrap." Tom finished her thought. "And we'll build the most feared warship in the galaxy." None of them knew then how prophetic those words would become, or how their secret project would soon reshape the stars themselves. 3 weeks after their first engine test, Tom's team faced a problem. The warehouse was no longer safe. Too many officials were asking questions about missing alien parts. "We need a new place," Tom said during their midnight meeting. "Somewhere off the grid." Jack, the mechanic, leaned back in his chair. "I might know a spot. My uncle worked at the old mining station on asteroid B7. It's been empty for years." Maya's eyes lit up. "A space station. That's perfect." Getting to the asteroid wasn't easy. They needed a ship, supplies, and a way to move all their collected alien tech without anyone noticing. But Tom had connections from his military days, and Lee had friends at the space agency. 1 month later, they arrived at asteroid B7. The old mining station was cold and dark, but it had something priceless: privacy. "Home sweet home," Diane said, her breath visible in the cold air as they floated through the abandoned corridors. She was already planning how to hack the station's old systems. Tom looked around at the large empty hangar, perfect for building a ship. "No, not home. This is our shipyard." The team set up living quarters in the old crew section. During their first real meeting in space, Maya unveiled her detailed drawings. "I call it the Phoenix," she said, displaying holographic plans created using alien tech they'd modified, "because it will rise from the ashes of what they thought was junk." The design was like nothing seen before. It combined the sleek lines of human ships with the advanced systems of various alien technologies. Most impressive was the core, a power source created from 3 different alien engine parts that Maya had brilliantly connected. "Will it actually work?" Jack asked, studying the complex design. "Theory says yes," Lee answered. "These power readings are beyond anything humans have achieved. If we can harness it." "We can," Maya said firmly. "I've solved the connection issues." Tom added, "And I've figured out the navigation systems. These aliens use different concepts of space travel, but the basics are similar." For weeks, they worked tirelessly. Each person brought unique skills. Jack could make parts fit together that weren't designed to connect. Diane decoded alien computer systems and created interfaces humans could use. Lee understood the physics behind the strange technologies. Maya saw the big picture, how everything should integrate. And Tom kept them focused, organized, and motivated. They faced countless problems. Sometimes alien parts would overheat or short out when connected to human systems. Other times, the power from the core was too strong and fried their equipment. After one particularly bad explosion that nearly cost Jack his hand, doubt began to creep in. "Maybe we're trying to do too much," Diane said that night as they ate their simple meal of reheated space rations. "Maybe the aliens were right. Maybe we're not ready." Tom looked around at their tired faces. Every great achievement in human history started with someone doing what others thought was impossible. The first flight, the first moon landing, the first Mars colony. This is no different. "Except we're trying to build the most advanced ship in the galaxy with scraps," Jack said, bandaging his burned hand. Maya stood up suddenly. "That's exactly why we'll succeed. Don't you see? The Federation builds ships using standard parts and standard thinking. We're forced to innovate, to see connections they can't." Her passion rekindled their determination. The next day, they tried a new approach. Instead of forcing alien tech to work with human systems, they created a hybrid interface, part alien, part human, that could translate between the two. It worked. The core stabilized. The navigation system came online. The weapons system, crafted from what appeared to be broken defense mechanisms, began responding to their controls. 3 months into the project, they received an unexpected visitor. A small Federation ship docked at the station. Tom and the others hid their work and prepared to face whoever had found them. The airlock opened to reveal Sam Green, Tom's old friend from NASA. "Thought I'd find you here," he said, looking around curiously. "The higher-ups are asking questions about missing alien artifacts." Tom tensed. "Are you here to arrest us?" Sam laughed. "No, I'm here to join you. Whatever you're building, I want in." Sam brought news from Earth. The Federation was expanding its presence, establishing a permanent base. They continued to treat humans like children, offering limited technology and patronizing advice. They held a demonstration yesterday, Sam told them as they sat in the small cafeteria. Showed off one of their smaller ships. Made sure to explain everything simply so we could understand. "What was their ship like?" Maya asked eagerly. "Fast, powerful, but nothing compared to what you're building here," Sam said, having now seen the Phoenix. "They have no idea what humans are capable of." Sam brought something else, more alien parts, newer ones, taken from recent shipments. These weren't broken, they were just deemed too advanced for humans to use. With these new components, the Phoenix truly began to take shape. The hull was assembled from a combination of Earth metals and alien alloys. The bridge featured a mix of familiar human controls and advanced alien interfaces. 6 months after starting, they stood before their creation. The Phoenix wasn't pretty. Its hull was a patchwork of different materials, and wires ran along the corridors instead of neatly behind walls. But it looked powerful, dangerous even, with sharp angles and a sleek design, despite its makeshift nature. "She's beautiful," Maya whispered, her hand touching the ship's side. "Is she ready to fly?" Tom asked. Lee checked his diagnostics one last time. "All systems are operational, but we haven't tested her in actual space conditions. We won't know until we tried," Tom said. He looked at each team member. "Who's coming?" Every hand went up. They had all given up too much to miss this moment. As they prepared for the Phoenix's first flight, a message came through on their emergency channel. The Federation was calling all ships in the sector. An unknown hostile force had entered the system and was attacking a Federation outpost near Saturn. Tom looked at his team. "The Federation ships won't get there in time." "We're not ready," Lee warned. We need more tests. We're as ready as we'll ever be, Tom replied. And people need help. Maya nodded. This is why we built her. Not just to prove we could, but to make a difference. The decision was made. The Phoenix would have her trial by fire. As the engines powered up, humming with energy that made the whole asteroid vibrate, Tom took his place in the captain's chair. Let's show the galaxy what humans can do with a pile of scrap, he said. The Phoenix rose from the hangar, her makeshift hull gleaming in the starlight, ready to change the course of galactic history forever. The Phoenix shot through space faster than any human vessel had ever traveled. The view from the bridge was stunning. Stars streaking by as the hybrid engines pushed them to speeds that should have crushed them. But the alien shield technology, modified by Maya's team, kept them safe inside. How long until we reach Saturn? Tom asked, gripping the captain's chair as the ship vibrated beneath him. Diane checked their navigation system, a mix of alien star charts and human interface design. 20 minutes. That's impossible. It should take days. Not with these engines, Maya said proudly from her engineering station. We're bending space in ways the Federation doesn't think we understand. Sam monitored the communications. I'm picking up distress signals. The outpost is under heavy attack. Federation ships are responding but won't arrive for hours. Any information on the attackers? Tom asked. Sam shook his head. Only that they call themselves the Krell. They showed up without warning and opened fire. As they approached Saturn, they saw the battle. A small Federation outpost, a research station studying Saturn's rings, was surrounded by 5 black ships. The station's shields were failing, emergency lights flashing across its surface. Sensors detect 23 Federation personnel on that station, Lee reported. The Krell ships are heavily armed. Tom looked at his crew. None of them had combat experience in space. Their ship was untested. They were outnumbered 5-1. Options, he asked. We could call for backup, Jack suggested. Backup won't get here in time, Maya said, checking the station's shield readings. They have minutes, not hours. Tom made his decision. Weapons status. Online, but untested, Lee replied. The targeting system is a hybrid of 3 different alien technologies. I've never seen anything like it. Can you make it work? Lee nodded slowly. I think so. That's good enough. Battle stations. Everyone. Tom straightened in his chair. Let's see what Phoenix can do. The Phoenix dropped out of its high-speed travel near Saturn, the giant planet filling half their view screen. The attacking ships didn't notice them at first, focused on breaking through the station's last defenses. They haven't seen us, Sam said. We have surprise on our side. Not for long, Tom replied. Open a channel to the station. A moment later, a surprised Federation officer appeared on screen. His blue skin identified him as the same species as Doran. This is Captain Tom Reed of the Earth ship Phoenix. We're here to help. The alien looked confused. Earth ship? Impossible. Your species has no vessels capable of interstellar travel. We're full of surprises, Tom smiled. Hold on a little longer. Before the alien could respond, Tom turned to Lee. Target the nearest Krell ship. Let's show them what humans can do with some scrap. The weapons system Maya had designed was unlike anything in human or Federation arsenals. It combined 3 different alien weapon technologies that weren't meant to work together. The result was unpredictable but powerful. When Lee fired, a pulse of energy, part beam, part wave, shot from the Phoenix. It hit the nearest Krell ship and simply unmade it. The black vessel didn't explode. It disintegrated, breaking apart at the molecular level. Everyone on the bridge stared in shock. Did we do that? Jack whispered. Maya checked her readings. The weapon combined a Federation particle beam with a disassembly field from another technology. It's more powerful than I calculated. The remaining Krell ships finally noticed them. All 4 turned, abandoning their attack on the station to focus on this new threat. They're coming for us, Sam warned. Evasive maneuvers, Tom ordered. Jack took the controls, and the Phoenix moved with surprising grace for a ship built from mismatched parts. The vessel spun and dove between enemy fire, its enhanced shields absorbing the few hits that landed. The handling is amazing, Jack said with wonder in his voice. It's responding to my thoughts almost before I have them. That's the neural interface I installed, Maya explained. It's reading your intentions milliseconds before your hands move. The Phoenix danced around Saturn's rings, using the ice and dust as cover. The Krell ships were fast, but rigid in their movements, following standard attack patterns. They don't adapt, Tom realized. They're flying by the book. Then let's throw away the book, Jack grinned, sending the Phoenix into a maneuver no sane pilot would attempt, straight through a gap in Saturn's rings, scraping ice particles against their shields, emerging behind two Krell vessels. Fire, Tom ordered. Lee fired twice. Two more Krell ships disintegrated. The remaining two ships broke formation, trying to escape. They're running, Sam reported, surprise in his voice. Let one go, Tom decided. The galaxy should know what happened here. Target the other. The fourth Krell ship disappeared in the same molecular disassembly as the others. The final ship jumped away, vanishing into faster-than-light travel. As the Phoenix approached the damaged Federation station, cheers erupted from the bridge. They had done it. Their makeshift ship had defeated 4 enemy vessels that the Federation feared. The station's commander, an alien named Tech, met them at the airlock. His expression was a mixture of gratitude and disbelief. "You saved my crew," he said to Tom. "But how? Earth has no such technology." Tom smiled. "We didn't need your technology. We just needed your scrap." Tech invited them aboard. The station crew, a mix of different alien species, stared at the humans with new eyes. Gone was the patronizing attitude. Now there was respect, even awe. "Our sensors analyzed your ship during the battle," Tech said as they gathered in the station's control room. "It contains elements from at least 7 different galactic technologies, some of which don't normally function together." "We made them work," Maya said simply. "Impossible," one of the alien engineers protested. "These systems are fundamentally incompatible." "Not if you look at them differently," Lee explained. "Where you see barriers, we see bridges waiting to be built." News of the battle spread quickly. The Phoenix had arrived at Saturn in minutes rather than days, destroyed 4 Krell warships with ease, and saved a Federation station. The story grew with each telling. By the time they returned to their asteroid base, messages were waiting. The Federation Council wanted to meet them. The Krell had retreated from Federation space entirely, and Earth's leaders were both proud and concerned about what Tom's team had created. "What do we do now?" Sam asked as they gathered in their makeshift meeting room. "The Federation will want our ship," Maya warned. "They'll say we stole their technology. And the Krell will return, looking for revenge," Lee added. Tom looked at each of his crew members, then at the Phoenix docked in their hangar. The ship that shouldn't exist. The ship built from alien scrap by human hands. "Now," he said with determination, "we show the galaxy that humanity isn't just another primitive species to be patronized. We're a force to be reckoned with." The Phoenix had risen, and the galaxy would never be the same. 3 days after the battle at Saturn, a large Federation ship arrived at asteroid B7. It carried Admiral Zorin, a high-ranking official with dark purple skin and cold eyes. He demanded to inspect the Phoenix. "This vessel contains Federation technology," Zorin said as he stood in the hangar, looking up at the patchwork ship. "Technology that was not given to humans for this purpose." Tom stood his ground. "You gave us broken parts. Scrap. We fixed them and built something new. That makes the Phoenix ours." Zorin's face hardened. "The Federation Council disagrees. They have ordered me to seize this vessel for proper study and disposal." "Disposal?" Maya stepped forward, anger clear on her face. "We just saved your research station. We stopped an enemy your ships couldn't reach in time. And we are grateful, Zoran said without sounding grateful at all. But primitive species cannot be allowed to possess technology beyond their development level. It upsets the natural order. Tom looked at his crew. They had worked too hard to give up the Phoenix now. But fighting the Federation directly would make them enemies of every advanced species in the galaxy. Before Tom could respond, alarms blared throughout the station. Multiple ships detected approaching at high speed. Diane called from her monitoring station. They're Krell. At least 12 vessels, heavily armed. Zoran paled. 12. Not even our fleet could stand against so many. We beat 4 of them, Jack reminded him. With the element of surprise, Zoran countered. They will be prepared now. I must return to my ship and call for reinforcements. He turned to leave. Tom caught his arm. Your reinforcements won't get here in time. But the Phoenix can fight. Let us help. Zoran hesitated, then nodded stiffly. Very well. But when this is over, the ship comes with me. Tom didn't argue. First, they had to survive. Minutes later, the Phoenix launched from the asteroid, with Zoran's Federation vessel following behind. The Krell fleet was visible now, black ships against the stars, moving with purpose toward the asteroid base. They tracked us here, Sam said quietly. They want revenge for their lost ships. And they'll get more than they bargained for, Tom replied. He turned to Zoran, who stood uncomfortably on the bridge. Admiral, your ship has better long-range sensors. What can you tell us about their weapons? Despite his attitude, Zoran was a professional. They've modified their ships. Added extra shielding against your disintegration weapon. Maya studied the readings. They adapted quickly. But so can we. She worked with Lee to recalibrate their weapons system, changing the frequency and approach. Tom, meanwhile, developed a battle plan. We can't take on 12 ships directly, he told his crew. But we don't have to. Jack, can you pilot us through that asteroid field? He pointed to a dense cluster of rocks near their position. Jack grinned. With this ship, easily. Good. The Krell ships are bigger, less maneuverable. We'll make them follow us into the field, then pick them off one by one. Zoran shook his head. A desperate strategy. Sometimes desperate works, Tom replied. It's how we built this ship in the first place. The Phoenix shot toward the asteroid field, its enhanced engines easily outpacing both the Krell ships and Zoran's vessel. The enemy took the bait, following them into the dangerous field of tumbling rocks. What followed was a deadly game of hide and seek. The Phoenix would disappear behind an asteroid, wait for a Krell ship to pass, then attack from behind. Their modified weapon worked despite the enhanced shields, though it took 2 hits instead of 1 to bring down each enemy vessel. One by one, the Krell ships fell, but they learned quickly, spreading out to search for the Phoenix, firing blindly into spaces where the human ship might hide. 3 left, Lee reported after an hour of combat. But we've taken damage. Port shields are failing. A hit rocked the ship, sending everyone grabbing for support. Warning lights flashed across Maya's console. Engine 2 is down, she called. We're losing maneuverability. Another hit, then another. The Phoenix spun between 2 asteroids, barely avoiding collision. We can't take much more of this, Sam warned. Tom looked at their tactical display. The 3 remaining Krell ships were coordinating now, herding the Phoenix toward a dead end in the asteroid field. We need a new approach, he said, thinking quickly. Maya, if we overload the main core, what happens? Maya's eyes widened. A massive energy pulse. It would disable anything nearby, including us. But we'd survive. Probably. But we'd be dead in space for at least an hour while systems reset. Tom turned to Zoran. Admiral, if we disable these last 3 ships, can you finish them off? Zoran nodded slowly, new respect in his eyes. My ship's weapons are operational. But your crew will be sitting ducks, I know. But you'll protect us, right? After all, You want this ship intact. A ghost of a smile crossed Zoran's face. Indeed. Very well, Captain Reed. Execute your plan. Maya went to work, rerouting power and preparing the core for a controlled overload. The Phoenix limped deeper into the asteroid field, the Krell ships closing in for the kill. Now, Tom ordered when the enemy was close enough. The core released its energy in a blinding wave that expanded outward from the Phoenix. The pulse hit the Krell ships, shutting down their systems instantly. It also washed over the Phoenix, and darkness fell on the bridge as every system went offline. Emergency lights came on, running on basic backup power. Through the viewports, they watched as Zoran's ship moved in, methodically destroying the helpless Krell vessels. When it was over, Zoran contacted them on an emergency channel. Impressive strategy, Captain, the Admiral admitted. You've eliminated the Krell threat entirely. For now, Tom said, but there will be others. The galaxy's a dangerous place. Indeed, which is why advanced weapons must remain in responsible hands. The Phoenix floated powerless as Zoran's ship approached, tractor beams ready to capture the vessel. Tom looked at his crew. They had fought too hard to lose everything now. He nodded to Maya, who pressed a hidden button under her console. Suddenly, the Phoenix came back to life, systems returning much faster than should have been possible. What? Zoran exclaimed. How? Backup systems, Maya explained with a smile. Something we built ourselves, not from your scrap. Before Zoran could react, the Phoenix fired its engines and vanished into faster-than-light travel, leaving the Federation ship behind. They'll come after us, Sam warned as stars streaked by on the view screen. Let them try, Tom replied. We've had a good test of what the Phoenix can do. And now we know something important. What's that? Jack asked. Tom's expression hardened. The Federation isn't protecting the galaxy. They're controlling it, keeping lesser species like us from having power. Diane nodded. Where do we go now? We can't go back to Earth. They'll look for us there first. We go where we're needed, Tom decided. There must be other worlds out there, other species being handed scraps by the Federation. Maya smiled. And we'll show them what can be built from those scraps. As the Phoenix raced through space, its reputation spread. The ship made from junk that had defeated both the Krell and outwitted the Federation. The humans who turned scrap into the most feared warship in the galaxy. They were no longer the hunted. They had become the hunters. 6 months had passed since the Phoenix became a fugitive ship. 6 months of hiding, helping, and building a legend. Tom stood on the bridge, looking at the map that showed their journey so far. They had visited 12 planets, all developing worlds under Federation control. On each world, they shared the same message. Your scraps have value. Your people have potential. Captain, Sam called from his communication station. We're receiving a distress signal from Terox. The Federation is confiscating their technology again. Tom nodded. Set course. Maximum speed. The Phoenix had grown stronger with each mission. They had added new technology, improved their systems, and even expanded their crew. 23 beings now served on the ship, humans and aliens alike, all united by the belief that the Federation's natural order was just another word for control. Terox was a small planet with orange skies and tall, slender inhabitants. When the Phoenix arrived, a Federation collection ship was already there, loading containers of local technology deemed too dangerous for the Teroxians to keep. Standard procedure, Maya said bitterly as they watched from orbit. Take anything innovative, leave them dependent. Tom opened a channel to the Federation ship. This is Captain Reed of the Phoenix. Leave that technology where it belongs and depart immediately. The Federation captain appeared on screen, his expression changing from confusion to alarm. The rogue human vessel. You are ordered to surrender at once. The Phoenix is now the most wanted ship in the galaxy. We're flattered, Tom replied. Now leave Terox, or we'll make you leave. The Federation captain smiled coldly. I think not. You see, we anticipated your arrival." He pressed a button, and suddenly 6 Federation warships appeared from behind Terox's moon. "It's a trap," Jack warned, hands moving over the flight controls. "We expected that someday," Tom said calmly. "Maya, are the new shields ready?" Maya nodded from her station. "The reflective shield system is online. Untested, but ready." "Good. Jack, keep us out of their firing arcs. Lee, target their weapons only. We don't want to destroy them if we can avoid it." The Phoenix moved with incredible speed as the Federation ships opened fire. Instead of dodging all the shots, Maya activated their new shield technology, salvaged from an ancient wreck and rebuilt by their growing team of engineers. When the Federation beams hit the shield, they bounced back toward the ships that fired them. 2 Federation vessels took heavy damage from their own weapons. "It works," Maya shouted excitedly. The battle continued above Terox, watched by millions on the planet below. The Phoenix was outnumbered but not outmatched. Its hybrid systems, constantly improved, gave it advantages the standardized Federation ships couldn't match. One by one, the Federation vessels retreated, their captains unwilling to risk further damage against this legendary ship. Finally, only the lead vessel remained. "Your days of interference are numbered," the Federation captain said through gritted teeth. "The Council has authorized the assembly of a special fleet to hunt you down. Nowhere will be safe." The transmission cut off as the final ship jumped away from Terox. The people of Terox celebrated their victory, but Tom knew the Federation captain was right. They had been lucky so far, but they couldn't fight the entire Federation alone. That night, as the crew rested on Terox, Tom called a meeting with his original team. "We've done good work," he told them. "But the Federation is building a fleet specifically to take us down. We need to think bigger." "What's bigger than the Phoenix?" Jack asked. Maya smiled. "More Phoenixes." Tom nodded. "Exactly. We've shown a dozen worlds how to use scrap technology. Now we teach them to build their own ships." "A revolution," Sam said quietly. "You're talking about a galactic revolution." "I'm talking about freedom," Tom replied. "The right of every species to develop at their own pace, in their own way, without some council deciding what they're ready for." The plan took shape quickly. The Phoenix would visit their allied worlds, sharing the designs and knowledge needed to build their own hybrid vessels. Each world would contribute what they could: resources, technology, people. For 3 months, they worked tirelessly. On 7 different planets, ships began to take form, each unique, reflecting the world that built it, but all based on the Phoenix's core design. The Federation wasn't idle. Their special fleet grew as well. 50 ships, the best in the galaxy, all hunting for the Phoenix. They found it near Earth, where everything had begun. The Phoenix had returned to recruit more human engineers and to collect the newest batch of scrap the Federation had delivered. The trap closed quickly. Federation ships surrounded Earth, cutting off escape routes. Admiral Zoran himself led the fleet. "Captain Reed," Zoran's voice came through clearly on all frequencies. "You have led us on an impressive chase, but it ends today. Surrender the Phoenix and your crew will be treated fairly." Tom looked at his team on the bridge. They had known this day might come. "Admiral," Tom replied, "look at your sensors carefully. What do you see?" Confusion crossed Zoran's face as his officers reported in, then shock. Approaching Earth were ships, 7 vessels of different designs, all built from the same principles as the Phoenix. "Impossible," Zoran whispered. "No, Admiral. Inevitable," Tom said. "You gave scraps to worlds you thought were beneath you. We showed them how to build something beautiful from those scraps." The 7 ships took position alongside the Phoenix. They were smaller, less advanced, but together they formed a powerful fleet, the Alliance of Free Worlds. They called themselves. Zoran's face darkened. "You've armed primitives with dangerous technology. The Council will never allow this." "The Council doesn't have a choice," Tom replied. These worlds built these ships themselves. They've claimed their right to grow, to advance at their own pace. For 3 tense days, the two fleets faced each other near Earth. Neither side fired. Behind the scenes, diplomats worked frantically to prevent a war that would devastate the galaxy. Finally, a compromise was reached. The Federation Council, facing pressure from within its own ranks, agreed to meet with representatives from the Alliance. 1 month later, Tom stood in the Grand Council chamber on the Federation capital world. Representatives from 23 formerly developing worlds stood with him. The Phoenix hung in orbit above, a symbol of what determination could achieve. The natural order is change, Tom told the assembled council. No species remains primitive forever. Either we grow together, learning from each other as equals, or we fight. The choice is yours. The debate lasted days. Some council members refused to see any species as equals. Others recognized that the old system was broken. In the end, a new system was born. The Federation became the Union, a true partnership of worlds at all stages of development. Technology would be shared openly, not doled out as scraps to those deemed worthy. As Tom returned to the Phoenix after the final agreement was signed, Maya met him at the airlock. "What now, Captain?" she asked. "Our mission is complete." Tom looked through a viewport at the stars beyond. "Our first mission is complete, but there's a whole galaxy out there, other species being controlled, other wrongs to right. And we have the perfect ship to do it," Maya said, patting the Phoenix's hull affectionately. Tom smiled. "Not bad for a pile of scrap, right?" The Phoenix departed the next day, heading for unexplored regions of the galaxy. Its legend continued to grow. The ship built from scraps that changed the fate of 100 worlds. The most feared warship in the galaxy, now the most celebrated. And on planets throughout the Union, when new ships were built, they carried a small symbol, a phoenix rising, reminding all that greatness can emerge from the humblest beginnings.